Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Direct-Source Discourse. My name is Thomas Rasmuson, and joining me today from Alliance Credit Union is Justice McMullen. Justice, it's always a pleasure connecting with you. I appreciate you joining me today. It's great to see you. How you been?
Hey, Thomas, it's going great. How are you?
Good. I'm doing awesome. Thank you very much again. Justice, as we get started here for this Direct-Source Discourse, why don't you take a few minutes and just tell us a couple things to introduce yourself to us, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the mortgage industry.
Yeah, Thomas. So, Justice McMullen, work for Alliance Credit Union as a VP of Operations. I handle pretty much everything operations, processing, closing, post-closing, and so forth. I actually got started in the mortgage business about going on 5 years, right before COVID. So, right in the craziest time, which was a great experience for me. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. I had previous real estate experience. I knew I wanted to work for the company I work for now, but I actually saw a processing position, got the call, started there, learned from that. Learned in one of the most hectic times, and have pretty much grown into the position that I am now. And a lot of it is because of my current supervisor and boss, and all the experience that she's kind of passed down to me.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Justice. Tell me, what's an on-the-job experience that you're especially proud of?
Definitely conflict resolution and decision making. As a processor starting out, that's something you've got to have, in your tool belt, and that's something I don't think I had to begin with. In this industry, with the way we're regulated and all the requirements that we're required to follow, there's so many problems and issues that are going to arise. And I think the growth and development, as I've kind of grown, learned the business, taken on additional roles in leadership, I think those are the two big things that I'm definitely proud of to have gained from this experience.
Let's take it a little. Let's have a little fun with this next question. If you had a magic wand, what would you change about mortgage lending, if anything?
Definitely, probably the regulations and rules we're required to follow. It is obviously tightly regulated, and there is a lot of things that we have to do that I wouldn't say not necessarily make sense, but just aren't really, I believe, necessary. I think the people that govern us and put these rules in place don't really have the expertise or know exactly what we do on a day-to-day basis. So there's a few things there, regulation-wise, that I would like to change. But it's other than that, I think it's a great career.
Yeah, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you there, but for sure. Talk to me a little bit about your guys's mortgage team in this mortgage cycle that we're in. That's a little bit slower. How does your team stay lean and efficient in today's world of mortgage?
Well, it helps whenever you work for a credit union and have the support that you can have that a credit union is able to provide. Because we're not a profit company, it allows us to really squeeze our margins when we need to, go out there, recruit great talent, and then build around that talent. And that's something that we've done with kind of the way the market has been over the last few years. And so obviously, profit, we still want to be profitable, but that is not our end all be all. Our ultimate goal is to be able to feed our members, take care of our members, and then take care of our employees as well.
Great. That credit union mantra. I love it. Talk to us a little bit about your technology. How are you guys prioritizing your investments in technology this year?
Technology has been actually a huge point for us, point of emphasis for us this year. We are actually in the process of vetting a new LOS system. And so we plan to do that in early 2025. We've added or just signed contracts for a new CRM tool. Obviously, with the change in the loan origination system, we're also going to be changing our point of sale system. We've also added some third-party vendors, such as a new credit vendor, VOIE company, Argyle, that have really helped us kind of advance and take steps forward to help be competitive in this market and to help with our efficiencies. And then obviously make sure that we are staying up to date with the latest technology. The further you fall behind, then the further you're going to fall out of the game.
So it sounds like you guys are making some smart investments into new technology across the credit union. How do you get your team to fully adopt this new technology and these new processes that you guys are putting into place to get the ROI that you're looking for?
I think as a management team, what we have seen that works really well is constant positive reinforcement of the product or tool that we're looking to add to our tool belt, and then the benefit that it's going to have to our members or customers. I think ultimately, if you can put those two things in their mind, then it's a lot easier to grasp. And then obviously with anything, yes, change takes time. Change can be difficult. But if you can kind of forecast and show them what that product or what that tool can do for them, ultimately they'll eventually kind of start to gravitate towards it.
Okay, last two questions are, we're going to flip the switch a little bit here. If there's anybody on LinkedIn that you would recommend our users or our listeners to follow, who would that be that's in our industry?
But I don't really follow somebody that consistently posts things about mortgage. I will say that for personal and professional development, I do follow John Maxwell stuff a lot. Do listen to a lot of his podcasts and do a lot of things that he does, and I think he is great for that professional space.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check him out. Thank you for the recommendation. Okay, Justice, and the last question I have for you is, if you weren't in the mortgage space, if you weren't a mortgage banker, what other professional would you like to be in or attempt to be in?
You know, getting in the mortgage business, it's never something I think you intentionally get in. I just think it's something you fall into. If I wasn't doing, if I wasn't in the mortgage business or the banking business, I think something that I've always more of a dream of wanting to do is becoming a YouTuber. I follow a lot of YouTubers personally and watch a lot of different videos over some different stuff. That's kind of my source of entertainment. And then if I wasn't doing that, I think a more realistic goal would be to be a pilot. I think the level of trust that people have to take in a pilot and the amount of responsibility that they have is just something that I gravitate towards, and something I've always kind of wanted to do. Have no interest in flying, honestly. I don't mind flying, but just something I've always kind of, that level of trust.
Awesome. Well, Justice, when you start your YouTube channel, send me your channel. I'll be sure to subscribe to it, whatever it is that you're taking up and educating people on. So thanks again. I appreciate your time and joining me today. It was really fun to get to know you a little bit better on a more personal level. So again, really appreciate your time. And I want to thank everyone else for joining us today and listening to this episode of Direct-Source Discourse. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.